Year in review: outbreaks of violence that shook the world this year. Kyrgyzstan Tajikistan border disputes continue for 31 years. We will discuss this later. Firstly, we have to read this. Year in review is an attempt to show the events that marked the year 2022. Here, a look at the major international conflict that made headlines in 2022. Russian invasion of Ukraine 2022. On February 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine, marking the intensification of Russo-Ukrainian War, which began in 2014. This has led to thousands of deaths on both sides. Furthermore, it has triggered Europe's latest refugee crisis since World War II. Around 8 million Ukrainians were displaced within their country by late May, and 7.8 million fled the country by November 2022. Russia, on the other hand, witnessed its greatest emigration since the 1917 October Revolution. Russia has strong cultural and economic political ties with Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine have long standing familial bonds. Kiev, Ukraine's capital, is also known as the mother of Russian cities. Kiev, owing to the cultural influence of Moscow and St. Petersburg, 8 million ethnic Russians live in Ukraine. 8 million ethnic Russians live in Ukraine, mostly in the south and east. According to a 2001 census, some experts consider the Russia-Ukraine war as an indication of resurgence of global geopolitical rivalry between major world powers. After the 2014 Ukrainian Revolution, Russia annexed Crimea, and Russian-backed paramilitaries took over a part of the Donbas regions of southeastern Ukraine. Russia started a large military buildup along its border with Ukraine, assembling 190,000 troops. Russia recognized the Donetsk People's Republic and the Luhansk People's Republic, two self-proclaimed breakaway quasi-states in the Donbas. Russian troops entered the two regions the following day. Al-Shabaab invasion Ethiopia. This is second international border issue. Somali Civil War 2009 present. Somali Civil War was primarily a conflict between the units of the federal government of Somalia, assisted by African Union peacekeeping troops, and Al Qaeda aligned Al Shabaab militants. In July 2022, Al Shabaab began an invasion from Somalia into Ethiopia's Somali region. Soon they attacked Ethiopia's of their zone on 21 July and captured the town of Hulhul. Regardless, the situation was controlled by Somali region paramilitary forces. On 25 July, the militants were defeated again. Cross-border attacks followed while Ethiopia launched counter-attacks. Eventually, in early August, Al-Shabaab contingent succeeded in reaching the Bale Mountain. And now, third issue is Gaza-Israel clashes 2022. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is one of the world's most controversial conflicts, which began in the mid 20th century. Attempts to resolve the conflict along with the border Arab-Israel conflict were all in vain. Between March and May 17, Israelis and two Ukrainians were killed by Israeli Arabs and Palestinians. Following this, the IDF conducted several raids against armed Palestinians division across West Bank. At least 30 Palestinians were killed before August. On August 1, Israeli forces arrested PIJ West Bank leader Bassem al-Sadi. On August 3, Khaled al-Batsh, head of the Politburo of PIJ in Gaza, said, "We have every right to bomb Israel with our most advanced weapons and make the occupier pay a heavy price. We will not settle for attacking around Gaza, but we will bomb the center of the so-called of the Israel." The operation was ordered solely by Prime Minister Yair Lapid, Defense Minister Benny Gantz, and the August 22 The 22 Gaza Israel clashes lasted for 5 to 7 August 2022. And fourth is Armenian Azerbaijan clashes 2022. Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is an ethnic and territorial conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan over the dispute of area Nagorno-Karabakh. Although this conflict has its roots in the early 20th century, the current conflict started in 1988. During the early 1990s, it had become complete war again in April 2016. It intensified and turned into war in 2020. A similar pattern can be observed this year as well, considering intensification of the 2021-2022 Armenia-Azerbaijan border crisis. Many call it the two-day war to differentiate it from the larger crisis. And now fifth is Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan clashes. Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan clashes 2022. Border clashes recommenced between Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan on 27th January 2022. Kyrgyzstan officials said that the clashes intensified when Tajik units began using tanks, APCs, and mortars to enter Kyrgyz villages. In addition, they started attacking the airport of the Kyrgyz town of Batken and neighboring regions. Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan blamed each other. The conflict continued for 2 days until the nations agreed to ceasefire that lasted only a day. On 20th September 2022, Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan signed a peace deal. So this is Kyrgyzstan-Tajikistan border disputes continue for 31 years. Borders drawn by the former Soviet Union, regardless of the ethnic, political, economic, and cultural factors, caused critical issue between the newly independent Central Asian countries, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. This is Kyrgyzstan, and this is Tajikistan, and this is controversial region. So, Batken region has natural underground and water resources. This is Batken region. Resources population of around 5 lakh. There are enclaves in the Batken regions, with one belonging to Tajikistan and other Uzbekistan. Border dispute between Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. Total border length is 970 kilometers. Only 503 kilometers of the border dispute Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan is clear. 150 connects recorded at the border in last 10 years. Fargana Valley. Fargana Valley, where these countries' border intersect, is the main factor in border dispute. This Fargana Valley is main disputes. Fargana Valley includes Fargana, Namangan, Andijan in Uzbekistan, and Khujanand in Tajikistan, Osh, Jalalabad, and Batken in Kyrgyzstan. Recent border conflict. The conflict, which began on 14 September on the Kyrgyz-Tajik border, lasted for 10 hours. It was reported by Kyrgyz said that 24 were killed and 90 injured in the incident. Kyrgyzstan declared a state of emergency in the Batken region in September 17. The two countries established ceasefire on 16 September. So this was all about the border issues which took place in 2022.